Looks like the red pill was right about everything. The red pill was right about Abba Atlas from Abba and Preach being a creep, a weirdo, and an alleged perverted kind of guy that has no game, has no, substance to actually stand on when he gets these chicks that come to him. And the only reason these girls go to him is because he has fame on pop and popularity on YouTube, which translates into money. But if he didn't have that, this guy wouldn't be getting any kind of action whatsoever. But he panders. He does what everything we say in the red pill that he does. He pretends to be a male feminist. And the reality is, behind the scenes, he's this dirtbag. And now we have the fourth woman who's come forth with some grape allegations saying that was this some sort of grape, apparently. This is allegations in this video. But it's just funny to watch all of these people who were sitting on such a high horse in 2022, 2023, trying to take down the red pill, trying to act like, oh, we're better than these guys. These guys are not like us. The red pill is double right here. It was right about scumbag people like Abba Atlas, and it was right about the type of women he got involved with. This is a whole, smorgasbord of damaged, messed up people doing what damaged, messed up people do, which is hurting people and causing chaos and causing troubles in each other's lives. This is the ultimate karma, and I gotta say, I love it. I love it so much. Welcome aboard, guys. We are here in the new studio, and still getting my bearings in for if I want to, how I'm going to structure everything. We're not in the final studio yet, but today's episode, we're going to cover up a lot because, there's a lot of people who are saying stuff like, recently Sneeko came out and he was saying something like, oh, the red pill is dead, and it's a fad, it's this and it's that. I'm actually gonna play that clip real quick before we get started because I want to show you what I'm talking about, right? Okay, this is the clip right here of Sneeko stuffing his face midstream. Okay, take a look. That's Sneeko, and then the only reason he's saying this is because he's just a lost little kid, right? He's a lost grifter, and the main thing here that we're witnessing right now is just with this Ab and Preach situation becoming what it has become so far, right? Um, you're gonna see more and more of these truths come out. Like I said, everybody can sit here and lie and pretend to be something they're not. But it's only a matter of time before the truth actually comes out, right? That's the bottom line there. And we're seeing that with Sneeko, how he's behind the scenes. If you want to talk about somebody who's grifting, I mean, that's all he does. He just jumps from niche to niche to niche. And yeah, the Muslim thing, I honestly, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He drinks alcohol off screen. He is constantly having sex with these little groupies off stream. He's eating pork off stream. And, his crazy ex-girlfriend, Xena, who, vomited all this like private information about him to me, as well as many other people. I kept it quiet. But now Sneeko is just out here trying to say the red pill's dead. And it's only dead to people who can't actually, live its message. And the red pill is just truth. That's the bottom line. That's all it is. Red pill's truth. The truth about dating, the truth about relationships, right? And you can sit there and cope and say whatever the fuck you want to say. But at the end of the day, there's guys who can fulfill the prophecies within themselves by following the components of the red pill, literature and stuff like that. I just simply say, very simple: money, muscles, game, and frame. Those are like the four components that you can implant in your life. And then, understand that, like, you got to understand female psychology. You have to understand game, right? The red pill has kind of been bastardized because of a lot of grifters have come through and, just said a bunch of shit that's not true for money. Like Tates, like the Tates are definitely going to jail. There's no There's no way around it. There's like no ands, ifs, or buts about it. These guys self-snitched on themselves for damn near 10 fucking years in a row. And if you think the only way this is gonna stop is if Donald Trump steps in and says, like, yeah, we're gonna make this not happen. I wouldn't hold my breath. Trump only looks out for himself, right? I personally wouldn't hold my breath for that. I think that hearing is like this week too, about if they're going to get bail or not. They're not. It's done, bro. These guys are done. But they were grifting off of the red pill. You know, they were never true to the game. Because if Andrew was true to the game, he wouldn't be paying that bitch some allowance. That bitch in LA that she was saying he tried to beat her up or whatever. That was all over the news, and he was paying her, you know, a monthly salary. That's not written anywhere in the red pill. You know what I mean? So people can run their mouths and say all these different things, right? But the bottom line is the red pill is consistently right. And if you can't handle the truth, I mean, I get it. If you can't handle the truth, I totally understand, because the truth is hard to handle. A lot of people are just too weak, right? A lot of people are just too weak, too fragile. You know, they're just not internally strong enough to stomach the truth about reality. And that's why you see people coping with alcohol. That's why you see people coping with religion, right? That's why you see people coping with all these other things instead of sitting down and understanding the truth. You know, one day you're going to die. This is all going to finish. And in between now and then, it's just, you know, mild instances of suffering that increase in frequency. And most people fumbling around, not figuring out like what they want in life and how to get it. Like, that's the truth about life, you know? So if you want to get ahead in life, like, you have to have a plan, and the red pill just gives you the truth about female nature. It's just all data driven. And, you know, here's the thing, right? I've been talking about it for years, and I've been saying it, and now it's started to become to light. I've been saying for years, I've been on the record that American women are the bottom of the global barrel. And we're witnessing that right now with the Lindsay Clancy case and these crazy women supporting this murderer and so much more. So the red pill is always going to be right. It's just what degrees of right is it? And again, going back to this, today we're going to break down this episode. I have not seen this video, but apparently I think this is the fourth or third chick that has come out that has said something about this guy. So, you know, the woke mob have to go for this guy now, right? Because he's like, this is another chick who put out this whole video. And today's episode, I'm just going to give you a breakdown spin on all of this stuff so you can just see all of the red flags. So first of all, if you're a black guy and a white chick wants to date you, or pretty much any chick outside of your race wants to date you, you got to be careful, okay? Because a lot of these chicks know, for a big component of certain parts of their lives, it is social suicide for them to show up with a black guy at family events, at work events, whatever. A lot of these chicks know that, right? In some circumstances, it just is based on cultures. It's not a big old happy kumbaya world like people want to pretend it is. And if these chicks are willing to be like, yeah, okay, I'll just destroy everything in my social life by showing up with a black guy when I know my families and friends really wouldn't approve of it, right? If she's willing to do that, then she's definitely, and that's going to damage herself, then she's also willing to do some crazy shit and do it to you as well. We know about this a lot. I mean, look at that OF chick who, you know, unalived her boyfriend, that black guy, with a knife. And apparently she's only getting a manslaughter charge now, you know? So sit tight. We're going to jump into it. Today's episode's going to be a long one. She put out an hour-long video, and I could just tell all the red flags like right away on this chick. And these chicks are so busted, bro. So busted, right? So, anyways, let's just get started with today's episode. We'll be back right after this intro.
Established.
Make money, make muscles, learn game, hold frame. It starts with learning dating, and then you move on to something else to push humanity forward. That is the philosophy of modern life dating.
I am teaching you how to be strong. I am teaching you how to be powerful. So when bad things happen to you, you don't quit.
Okay, because you don't know how.
Because you don't know.
No, if I'm not going to explain to myself.
In normal conversation where people aren't sitting around and patronizing you because you're loud and obnoxious, and a lot of people don't want to confront you and tell you that. But I'll tell you that right now, young lady. You're very loud and obnoxious and you're rude.
You wanted to blow it up and make me seem like something I'm not, and I didn't appreciate that. But that's okay. You can do what you want to do for your content.
Oh boy, somebody's triggered.
And
She's
you can do
triggered.
that. No, Adam sent me a clip.
You should want a woman that you can build with.
She can build me a sandwich.
My man,
It's common sense in every other country in the god world, but here you got to get out a god Venn diagram and be like, hey, don't post half-naked photos of yourself because you're gonna attract predators.
All right. What is up, everybody? So, we got a mud shark on our hands here, boys. And listen, a mud shark is like all sharks, okay? The mud shark can be exceptionally dangerous, okay? And if you do not handle a shark with caution, you might lose a hand or limb, okay? So you got to be careful. You might lose an extremity. And we're going to cover down this. Gio, are you back with your weird question? Let's see. Lens and supporter is... oh, boy. Lens and supporter is why surrogacy plus single fatherhood is the safest alternative for dads and his kids. Modern women are too unstable, even religious. Well, you don't get any pussy, bro. That's why you're coming up with like radical, crazy shit like this. You're just like, you're not getting any pussy. And if you are, you're paying for it, right? But you're not organically catching chicks and dealing with them in the wild, right? Because what you're writing is just some very weird incel shit. Extremely weird, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna go ahead and ignore that. You got to stop sending weird shit, bro. That's like very, very, very fucking weird. Like you are like the fact that you don't even understand how weird it is for you to write that into a comment, let alone write that into a super chat and then send it to multiple people over a series of weeks to justify your own ego, your own fear of women. Shows you have a very big ego and there's something deeply wrong with you psychologically, and you're probably not going to get a lot of chicks in the long term because as soon as they find out this part of you, they're going to run because that's very creepy. That's very weird. But I'll show you some good news. I was on Taylor the Fiend. You guys ever watch that? Somebody sent this to me. This was just posted, and he explains why being single at 37 is his choice. What's funny at this too, right? At this time, I wasn't even single. I had a bunch of girlfriends. Good women are not left on the marketplace.
No. So why are you single at 37?
Because it's a choice, and I'm a man. I'm not a woman. See, you're trying to conflate female values with male values. Not the same.
I'm just asking a question.
And I'm answering.
Well, I will say this. Not that I'm coming to John's defense, but he has a great point here. I recommend. Feel free to trash this argument. I don't care. I think most men should not even consider getting married until they're age 30.
Real shit.
Even consider it. Okay? Most women need to full on consider marriage by the time they're 30. It's a different mark. I tell this story every time. I want you to be married with kids by the time you're 40 as a woman.
Sure.
There's different. All my best friends are 38, 41, 42, 45. millionaires crushing it, bosses. And I'm like, I'm the guy that's like, guys, 40 something years old. When are we settling down? We're doing this. And they're like, stop getting soft on me, Adam. Keep going. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to be that 50-year-old dude in the club. That ain't going to be me.
Being single at 37 gets thrown at him like a gotcha. He says male and female timelines are not the same. And honestly, I agree with this, guys. It is a very different thing to be single in your 30s as a woman versus as a man. Women have had many years of being incredibly powerful in the dating market. And if you are still single as a woman at 37, that is on you. It is not necessarily the same for men at all. A lot of guys are only even attractive to women as they push into their 30s and they become more established anyway. The women who don't understand this just have no conceptualization of how men and women work in the dating market at all, in my opinion.
I'm the most famous live streamer on the planet, in the sky. Thank you very much. Taylor the Fiend now agrees with me. Shout out to Taylor. Good stuff, right? Don't tear a bicep, John. I'm on it, baby. We're good here. Ooh, I'm beefy. I'm at 203 now. The doctor told me no more trying to lose weight because it's fucking with my leg muscles growing back properly. So we're back on the bulk now, boys. We're in team 203. Look at my face. It's a little chubby. It's okay though, because after this we're going down to the gym, do a little bike, get the blood flowing. We did full physical therapy. Yeah, full physical therapy yesterday. Yeah, so let's go and jump into this. So apparently another listen, here's the thing, bro. If Abba doesn't clean up his shit, which he won't, right? Because okay, here let's do the red pill breakdown. Okay. Oh, you know what? I wish I had my fucking iPhone or my iPad connector here. I'll draw it out for you real quick. Okay, so let's draw this out. All right, so you guys can understand what's going on. Okay, so okay, pay no mind to this. Okay, so here's the problem. All right, so Abba, we're gonna talk. Here is the red pill. I'm gonna give you the red pill breakdown before I even watch this whole video to show you how awesome I am. Okay. So again, you're gonna have to sit tight and watch this. And I hope you guys are just not only watching this, but after you watch this, you go out and you test the knowledge yourself. Okay. Because if you're not, you're just wasting your time in life. Okay. So here's the red pill breakdown of Abba's constant toxic drama. Okay. He has had a lot of consistent toxic drama with women. He had that one Filipina woman, right? What was her name? Lindy or something. She had a fat ass, right? She's like 30 something, so cooked. Okay, but here's the red pill breakdown of Abba's constant toxic drama. Okay, so here's the real. So I'm just gonna go really hard as fuck. Okay, so okay, Abba equals liberal. Okay, liberal equals weak. Okay, and weak equals not confident, right? And then not confident equals non-confrontational, right? And we're gonna put con equals deceptive, right? So very simple here, right? And then deceptive is not game, right? Because if you have game, you don't, when you truly have game, okay, here's the deal. When you truly have game, you're truly confident. You don't need to lie to women. You don't need to deceive them. You don't need to give them substances. You don't need to give them alcohol. You do not need to check up on them through the night. Hey, are you okay? Are you good? Is everything okay with you, baby? That's just not how it works. And you see, the reason why game and stuff is becoming like a dying thing is because you have to be of strong internal character to do this in a healthy manner, right? So he clearly has no game, right? And then also on an aside, Abba, he's also very toxic, right? Toxic, and then he's also very feminine in his communications, right? So I'm sure we're gonna see some more of this catty gay shit in today's. Like I said, I've not seen this video from this girl yet. Okay, and so he's toxic and he's feminine in his communications, right? This is the opposite of being a masculine man, and so what happens here is all this boils down to really is just one big problem here. Okay, here's MLD diagnosis, bad inner game, because that's why he's doing all this sneaky, deceptive bullshit. And then we also talked about this, right? And we said this, and we were saying this during the time that he was going at Myron and Fresh and Fit and them. We were all on, Myron's side, obviously. And he was saying all this shit like, oh, look at this heinous things Myron is doing. And Myron is like being an abuser and being this and that. And Myron wasn't being any of those things at all. Okay. And he was this was part of a smear campaign on top of that. So they are, I'm reading something from the chat. Yeah, he definitely has no frame either. Would you throw hands with Abba? That would be the easiest fight of my life, dude. That would be. Now, Preach is a big black Negro. That is a big motherfucker. Okay. Preach, I would need to get into way better shape than now. Abba, I can whoop his ass now with my fucked up knees and shit. I'm not worried about that. Preach probably kill me right now. That dude is a big black motherfucker, bro. I need to be in chief shape, or he needs to assault me, and I can retaliate with one of these. Other than that, not right now, buddy. I know my limits. But yeah, he has no frame. But the problem about it all is he has no game. Okay, he has terrible game. Because if he understood, I could just look at this white bitch and see the crazy in her like that. Okay, she's this snaggletooth white girl with little, snaggletooths on the underside. Looks like you'd open a can of soda on that. She's like, and old snaggletooth here, she she is making some heinous allegations. It's a 55-minute long video. So we're gonna jump into that. Mr. T Wolf, thank you for the $10, brother. MLD and Paul MLD and Paul Apex are the real red pill guys to listen to. They have actionable solutions. It's just not that popular because you have to do work and have the nuanced view of women. Yeah, look, the same thing I talk about Brandon Carter, right? Brandon Carter is a very impressive black man. Okay, it's especially compared to what the average African American is doing, and what Brandon Carter is doing is insanely fucking impressive. And it doesn't matter what metric you look at. You want to talk about money, muscles, game, and frame. I mean, Brandon Carter is multimillionaire, self-made entrepreneur. That's the first step, right? Muscles, do I need to say anything other than the guy's fucking jacked and shredded, and he's 43. And he's been jacked and shredded his whole life. Game, he has fucking girlfriend in her 20s, just babe. Frame, and the guy manages his bipolar disorder without using medical pharmaceutical drugs, right? And he has a show called Victory Hour, and he talks about everything you need to do. And the audience membership on that show at best is like 300 live viewers if he's like doing some viral shit, right? And I kind of come to realize too, it's like this stuff that we tell you guys to do, Paul, myself, people like Brandon Carter, it is hard and nobody wants to hear it because the hard way is the only way. And you guys are weak and you're looking for a shortcut, just like Abba is weak and he's looking for a shortcut here and he's using his clout and he really has no vetting process, nor does he have any self-control because apparently he came inside this girl too and got her pregnant as well. So that being said, right, if you look at what we're trying to tell you to do, yeah, it is hard, but it's simple to do. It's just emotionally hard if you're a pussy. Like you guys who are afraid to cold approach with a girl is like peak fucking comedy. Like, how are you afraid of a woman? How are you afraid of a woman? I just don't understand. I would just say, go to the gym, lift weights, save your money, invest your money. Because my philosophy for getting chicks has always been leveling up. Right? As a man, you level up and then, you learn games so you don't get finessed because as you level up, you do attract more proficient psychological predators in the form of like these high intelligence gold digger type women who will pretend like if you're first time getting access to these kind of girls too, you're going to think, oh, she just likes me for me. Finally, my hard work. But you don't see the true reason why she likes you, which is typically money and or status, right? That's the problem guys have when they get money. Everybody says, just give money, just give money. And then, but they have no idea to inspect the quality of the woman that they're dealing with, right? And that's why we talk about the red pill. It's all about getting understanding of the female mind so you know exactly what you're dealing with. Because if you look at these chicks that he's dealing with them, you can tell right off rip, this chick is no good, okay? So let's take a look real quick and watch this. Hilarious. I've seen like a small clip of it. But as soon as I saw that snaggletooth right there, you see that snaggletooth? Hold on. We need to be very clear with what I'm talking about here. Okay. Do you see that snaggletooth? Look at the vertical leap on this snaggle is out of control. When I seen that snaggletooth and like this kind of rundown barn that she lives in, like, why do you have bars on the window? Where do you live, lady? Right? You see, all these things as a player, you're able to quickly profile off of just one frame of data, quite literally here. Okay, so I see a white girl who's interested in black men, so strike one. Okay, and then look at the penetration of that bottom snaggle to the top. That is quite the snaggle height. Okay, so this girl has a visible physical thing about her that's not attractive, which is her little snaggletooth down there. And she hasn't tried to fix it yet either, which also is a red flag to me. Why have you not tried to fix your snaggletooth? And then third, clout chasing. And then fourth, this, like, what is this wood wall 1970s cabin we're living in? This looks like a girl who's a little bit broke, right? And broke chicks are just fucking red flag. Okay. I could already tell you right here. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee for sure. So let's just jump right into it. Let's see what we got going on here, boys. All right. Let me bring my beautiful big face over here. Let's go.
Hi, my name is Kiki, and you can find me on Instagram at
Oh God. Okay. And then that last name, Araceli, you are definitely a mud shark. Any kind of like weird, if a name sounds like a hybrid of a Spanish name and a black person, run. Okay. Like Araceli. Okay. We're running in the complete opposite direction. But again, in this situation, with Abba, he doesn't have game. So he has to take which comes to him. That's the beautiful thing about game is like when you truly have game, you know every instance where you're trying to talk to a girl, you at least have all the odds in your favor when you have game. When you don't have game, it is quite literally what guys say. It's like, oh, I just got lucky, right? But yeah, Araceli, also gigantic red flag. Let's continue. Kiki Araceli, thanks for putting the Instagram there. Thank you for putting the Instagram. Should we even deep dive on her Instagram real quick, or just no? You know what? Let me. I want to predict real. I want to look at your Instagram too because I feel like there's just going to be so much trash there. Sorry, boys. I'm doing my extreme deep work here. Okay, hold on. What is this? Araceli. Okay. ARA. Let's see how many followers she's got from this clout. She's also obviously trying to get some fucking clout from this. Oh, looks like maybe the account is deleted. ARA CELKI. Yeah. All right. Well, good thing I did a deep dive up front because it is totally deleted already. Well, there saves that. Okay, let's go back.
Today, I'm sharing my experience with a narcissistic YouTuber.
Narcissist. There's the key word that they all love to use, with all of them cannot even spell.
With 2 million subscribers, who lied about his fertility to multiple women.
Look at those teeth, bro. Her upper teeth like perfectly sit into the snaggle of the bottom part. That's really gross. I can't believe Abba fucked this girl. I mean, but again, if that's beggars can't be choosers, right?
Impregnated multiple women, including myself.
Yeah, so that's the Filipina on the left-hand side, Libby, Libertine Kalina, and then that's the white chick, the Euro mud shark, Stephanie, right?
Who proceeded to dox all of us.
That's when I meet
including my 5-year-old daughter. Everything that is shared here.
And she has a kid too. Oh, insert whatever kind of joke here. Insert black joke, insert beta male joke, insert liberal guy joke. Again, if you like, it's just so funny to watch these people who built careers based upon lies slowly just be destroyed. It is truly hilarious. Oh man. Single mom here. Single mom in her fucking barn with fucking bars on the window. What a choice.
Is all alleged, but in order for everything to be easily digestible, I will be including clear timelines and receipts for certain claims. And I request those who watch this video to please do not cyberstalk or harass any of the people mentioned in this video. This is purely to share my experience and to basically give a public warning to any future individuals that may come across this person. And before we get into things, I want to be clear that this is made with complete vulnerability on my end. And with that being said, there will be triggering videos and photos which involve miscarriage. So if you're uninterested in that subject, or you don't want to see the reality of that subject, or you feel like it might be triggering for you, please leave the video or skip ahead over the parts where I show those really graphic things. There will also be a warning prior to showing those photos, so I just wanted to let everyone know. And to be very clear, I'm putting my own thoughts, feelings, emotions, vulnerabilities in this video, and opinions about my experience, which is my...
Look, okay, so this bitch fucking wrote, directed, and starred in her own smear video of this man, okay? So here's the thing too, all right? Even if the man did the most heinous shit, which she's about to explain, he did something, right? Even if the man did the most heinous shit ever, okay? If she truly loved you and you were truly running game on her, they would never do something like this. They would never, ever, ever. If they like you, they would justify your faults to the fucking ends of the earth, first of all. Okay? And second of all, this right here is a scorned woman. And she was clout chasing. And when a woman clout, like all these guys say, just get famous, get rich. That's the only reason they'll like you. It's just such stupid cope that doesn't fucking work. Because if they like you, nothing you could do can be wrong for the most part. And if they don't like you, nothing you can do can be right. And that's why she had her little clout chasing moment with him, had sex, had it off and on. But the fact that she had this whole catalog and had this whole fucking, you know, data archive of fucking stuff she's using now to try and tear him apart, it's insanity. Insanity. And this chick don't even like him. Okay. Much better to be rich than, yeah, but ultimately, if you don't have game, you're gonna be fucking cooked in life. That's how most guys fall, is because of a woman. You know, that's what you guys seem to keep on missing, the easiest component of it all. Let's see.
Constitutional right to do. But anyways, enough of this introduction. Let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first, how did we meet? What was his demeanor like? Before I met this individual, I wasn't really familiar with his past. For example, the past issues with other creators such as Fresh and Fit, Destiny, and other, you know, crazy lore that I've come across after the fact. What I thought of this individual was crazy lore creators such as Fresh.
Oh, wow. I think I know. Okay.
Fit, Destiny, and other
interesting,
you know, crazy lore that I've come across after the fact. What I thought of this individual was that he was very mature. I thought that he was a very stand-up kind of guy. I thought that he was very kind. I thought he was very honest. His demeanor just comes off.
This is why women are so stupid, bro. This is why women are so fucking dumb. Like, if that was your general read on this guy, then you're a fucking dumbass, sweetie. You are a fucking retard. And then, lo and behold, you got done dirty. So this is like when they say, like, you know, oh, you got to believe women. They have like intuition. They know shit. Like, all data is pointing to the other direction. Okay. And women are usually really bad at picking a good guy for them. That's why the father in the family was usually involved, right? Because they typically pick a bunch of fucking retards. And as you can clearly see right now, she's like, oh, he seemed like a nice guy on his YouTube channel where all he does is put people down for a living. Great read. Good women wouldn't smear you even after a breakup, because even the most basic level, her trashing you is a reflection of herself as she picked you. Exactly. Anybody who trashes their ex is like, especially publicly, is like, not looking so smart there, right? All have skeletons in closet and tendency towards violence. Who are you talking about there? Love Tech Philippines, is that who are you talking about? But yeah, with this chick here, like, again, it's already abundantly clear type of chick she is. But let's let her play a little bit longer. I'm gonna stop interrupting. We've only been listening here for like, what was it, 2 minutes. I'm gonna let it play for a bit.
As someone who cares about other people. He talks a lot about wanting to be present. He talks about wanting to show up for friends and family and those that he considers loved ones. Before we started talking, I had made a Instagram account, and I found that he has a page on Instagram. He has, I believe, 4 different Instagram accounts. There's one for his main channel, and then there's one for himself, and then the other ones, I don't know what he does on those. The one that I followed is probably the main one that most people know about. I came across a video of him dancing with a woman, and she was very curvy, very beautiful. So I decided to comment on it and say something witty. You know, there's this ongoing joke in their community where I guess dancing or doing stuff with women is gay.
Any man that can boogie is on.
So I left a comment on that video saying the finger landing on the belly button is anything but gay. He liked it. Well, he hearted the comment. And then on my own page, I had posted a small compilation of photos where one of the clips was of one of their live streams. I think that caught his eye because that was one of the first things that he mentioned when he slid into my DMs. From there, it's all history. After he slid into the DMs, he gave me his phone number. He was very flirty, very goofy, very silly. You know, I would.
Somebody says in the chat they're getting AI vibes from this chick. She has a fuckload of filter on her face. Guys, they could do video, just in case you don't know, okay? They can do video filters on this now. Like you can video, look, I actually can do it on fucking StreamYard. Watch. Let me show you this shit. Visual effects. Look at here. I don't even have this shit on. What? Like I'll turn it on right now. Hold on. Okay, there it is. And you can turn on like max mode. Like here's like max. See how there's a kind of like a, it's very slight, but you can see it. You see? And then so she has it turned on like giga horror setting. You know, hers is like max insecurity. She can't sit here and be ugly on the internet like me and confidently be ugly. Yeah, but you can see, look at this. That's where it's on. That's where it's on. That's where it's off. And then you can like, you know, have multiple levels. Like here's like a lighter version. Here's like a slightly touched up version. So I think is that what you're referring to? Oh, did I leave this shit on? Let me turn this fucking gay shit off. There we go. Do we get another fucking super chat? Yao fan? Is that Yao? My friend Yao? Is that my my real good friend Yao? $4.99 super chat. If you're stuck in a big US city and already have kids, how would you find a woman, or what kind of woman would you look for, or would you stay single? So I would definitely find a woman, especially if I had kids, right? And okay, that was it. Yeah. Because I was wondering if you thought this was like an actual AI bitch, like maybe Abba made her and was like trying to trick us. Like, look at these red pill guys. They easily take the bait. I don't know if that's what you're leading with. But yeah, this chick, or excuse me, going back to this. Yeah, I would definitely find a woman, dude. If you're in America, guys, I don't think you guys realize this. If you're not looking for a woman in America like a part-time job, and like you think you'll just happen to run into a woman one day, you are so cooked. Like you are beyond giga cooked. Like I said, the presentation I did in Fresh and Fit showed you the data, right? So how would you look for it? Dude, join my Telegram chat here. We can talk more in there. It is free. Just click the link in the description box below. But to answer you quickly, you need to go to the kind of woman that you want to get with, first of all. And second of all, I have never had better relationships than with women who are givers. Because I am a giver type, almost to a flaw. And the ones that are female that are the taker types typically have something wrong with them, because that's not in their feminine nature to be taking. Like women are giving, you know, they nurture, they uplift. Like when you're sick, they bring you back to health, right? That's what they're good at doing. And so when you have a woman that's like a taker, typically something happened to her, some kind of trauma or some shit. And it's like this overcorrection of like, she was hurt so bad that now she's like in her masculine take, and you like, you know, guard off and shit like that. So you definitely want to avoid those types, and no mud sharks with snaggletooth as well. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions, Mr. Yao fan.
Say very charismatic. Our conversations went really nicely, I would say. They were very fun for me. Throughout our conversations, we would share anything and everything about the things that we want to do, our plans for the future, relationship stuff.
To ask you a side question, since he was asking about me. How well do you find your mental state when you're on a very specific schedule versus when you're not? And how do you feel about it? Let's say like you do prefer one or the other, but you're not in that headspace. So let's say if you prefer a more routine-based thing, and you're not having that, how do you handle that? Tell me.
What we have, like, what kind of expectations that we have for potential partners and things of the sort. A few days after we started talking, he wanted to know if I had a passport. I didn't have a passport at that time because my family and I, we've never left the country. Well, one of my family members has been traveling before, so
Strike number 17,000. If a woman looks like this and then she says, me and my family have never left the country, you're dealing with more or less you're dealing with like lower socioeconomic white trash type of people, right? Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but again, another precursor to a bad female partner, and this can go to Mr. Yao as well, is if they have a lot of drama in the household. These kind of low-income people like her, these low-income houses, these kind of lower IQ people as well, right? Because, you know, how she sounds and everything, the fact that she got tied up with a black guy, she probably was read some shit on the internet trying to be rebellious, like, yeah, I'm gonna have sex with a black guy. And he's talking to her in fucking Canada, asking her if she has a passport. So that's another thing, is this guy is apparently flying pussy in, which just another, you know, and it's so it's so dire. Even in Canada, they're flying bitches out. They're flying American bitches out. You don't know, you're at a very low point if you're flying out an American girl. Okay, you are at a very, very low point if you are flying out an American girl. If you're flying like a foreign babe in, or like, let's say you're in, you know, you're in Korea and you're talking to a girl in Japan, you're like, hey, I'll fly you into Korea for the weekend. You know, we'll stay the weekend somewhere. It'll be a good time. Sure, I get it. 'Cause you're probably flying in some primo, right? But like that, I have fucked way hotter girls way more consistently over a way longer period of time using way less money than this guy, and I don't even have a fraction of the clout, because that's the real thing too. Here's another thing for you guys that are chronically online. I'm doing you a favor and a disservice to myself at the same time, okay? Here's the truth. The real players, the creme de la creme, the top of the fucking top, they're not on the internet talking about it. Okay? They're not on the internet talking about it. Okay? I have a weird circumstance where I just happen to be womanizing, and then I was talking about it consistently on the Red Man group because none of those guys were out here slinging international dick. You know, none of those guys were doing it. And I'm just telling you, it's a whole secret world. You have internet chimped out for a second. Let me know. Holler at me. Let me know when we're back. I was dropping some serious game though. Like, again, and the fact, like, okay, like, see this stuff right here. Like, I'm just trying to be as sincere as possible. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. Like, even this right here, bro. Weak ass stream. You can do better than this. I know who the audience is for, but there's no value in this other than hating for the guys who can't get some. It's not, dude, the message is like going so completely above your head that just shows you like how uneducated you are in this area. And again, like I'm telling you guys, when I first started doing YouTube, I was like hopeful and optimistic. I was like, I'm going to change the world and I'm going to everybody's going to be able to learn it. Everybody's going to be able. And then I started just listening and hearing you guys talk and reading the comments and seeing the stuff that you guys believe. And it's like, wow, you guys are so fucking lost. You guys are fucking cooked, you know? Cooked. Like, Like it's completely over this guy's head. So again, going back to what I'm trying to say here, okay? When you have game, you can get way higher quality than this. Because again, another downside, look, see, this is just proving what I've been saying over the last couple of weeks. All of the methods that people, the mainstream guys say, get famous on social media, get rich, get jacked, right? They tell you do all these roundabout ways to get more girls other than just understanding game, learning game, which is just understanding female psychology. And you don't have to settle for this, because when you lead with status, when you lead with money, when you lead with all this stuff, Instagram, all, clout, all that shit does is attract shitty women. Like high quality women look at that shit, they're like, it's fucking cringe to them. They're just like, they would prefer not. But a lot of you guys don't get it because you just chronically online and you don't live in the real world. So you're like, don't even realize how brainwashed you are based on like what you're watching based on your algorithm. So it's very crazy, dude, to see it. You calling us retarded, John? Yeah, for the most part, yes. Yes, I am. Yeah, for the most part. It's the few, the proud, man. Can we go back to the secret world? That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I say it in closing and passing, but I don't like, like, okay. So I was banging this chick that was like, she was in the Miss Best Body Japan 2023. And all I did was took her for a Starbucks and we just had a chit chat. And then I was like, hey, my place is real nearby. I forgot I have to like walk my dog. Do you want to come with me, walk my dog? And she was like, sure, I want to see your dog. So we just go back to my place, go inside real quick, very innocent. Like, oh, she sees my little gay ass little dog, happy, like scurrying along, happy as ever to see her. And then we go for a walk together. She's a fitness girl, so she likes exercising. We're talking and stuff. And then I'm like, okay, I gotta take my dog back. She's like, yeah, I gotta go with you. I was like, okay, let's take my dog back. And then we go back to my place. And then, just showed me a very good time. I'm not on, like, this is like the first time I could have done a whole fucking breakdown. Like, here's where I banged this, Miss Best Body Japan 2023. Right. But I know that would get me in trouble because the other bitches that I'm dealing with would see that and be like, oh my God, you fucking bitch. Like, so real G's, real players, they move in silence. And Instagram is not silence, right? Maybe sliding around in the DMs, but real players know everything that you say into a phone or type into a phone can and will be screenshotted and screen recorded and used against you. That's another thing real gangsters know. Abba doesn't know that shit. Right? So, let me see. Just reading some chats. But anyways, yeah, the game, this is secret, bro. It's a secret world. And like, it's game of inches too, man. It's like you want to be an elite player. It's all about being a smooth criminal. That's what it's all about. And that's what exactly Abba isn't. Because I guarantee you, we're not even into it, but I'm just doing a breakdown of this chick. We're 4 minutes into this, but I've just got so much to say, because that's how deep the game runs. And what you're going to see here is this is going to be a slew of red flags that are coming out. We haven't even gotten into it, but we do know that she thought he was a great guy. So already we know she's stupid. And she says her family's never left the country. Also indicators of low IQ shit. And like these poor low IQ girls, they're the ones that typically do like this devious shit. It's like, it's never very mentally healthy people. People who like try to stalk you or try to cancel you or try to like smear you. These are like seriously, sadly, deeply depraved people that are like just so lonely and miserable. And they're just doing that shit to like feel like some sort of connection to somebody because nobody wants to be around them. They alienate everybody around them. It's very deep and sinister.
She has one, but most of us haven't. We, stay where we are. We settle down where we are. That's not my intention for my life. I would like to travel more, but at that time I just didn't have a passport. So we started talking about getting one. And my plan was to go through the mailing process, which would take about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks max, maybe 6 weeks. I'm not entirely sure how that process works. He wanted me to do the 24-hour passport service, which was in Washington, D.C. And at the time I was in North Carolina. And to me, it seemed like this person was very interested in me. He was very consistent. He talked, he communicated.
Yeah, like you see how he's communicating here? This is very gay, right? Like, because I'm really attracted to you. Okay, you don't say that. You let it be inferred by your actions. She's a woman. She's not dumb. She knows what you're up to. And I feel it's mutual. He's putting out a feeler, trying to get her he's trying to get some emotional validation out of her, which also shows me a lack of inner game. So why are you acting like we won't spend the whole day laughing, goofing around, getting comfortable, cuddling, kissing, leading into it? You'll be ready when it's time. And if it's too soon, we wait and ease in. You see dude, no real player types like this, dude. No real player. This is like some fucking gay shit. This is cuddling, because here's what he's doing, right? He's putting out feelers for her to object to, which again, this is just very sneaky, creepy kind of game. And yeah, it's brutal. Thank you so much, Mr. Wolf. $5 super chat. I'm convinced a ton of dudes here are cooked. I'd be curious if IQ levels have something to do with struggle. Most dudes, and then doing Ramon side is horrible. Well, again, it's a coin flip, dude. When you meet people, right? When you meet people, flip a coin. You have a 50% chance of ending on one side or the other, right? That's the fucking IQ bell curve distribution. When you meet somebody in America, now it's 99. It used to be 100, used to be the average. Now it's 99. So what does that mean? American people are getting dumber, right? So 50% chance that the person is 99 IQ or lower. Okay, and that person probably has a driver's license. So when you think about it like that, it just makes sense when I meet so many fucking idiots. I'm like, oh, there's a 50% chance this person I'm talking to is a complete fucking moron. But going back to his very creepy text, very, very, very weird stuff. Not given player at all.
It seemed like this person was very interested in me. He was very consistent. He talked.
Well, aren't you cute? I'll say two things so you know how I am. I like seeing your updates so you're never annoying. If my inconsistency on replies ever gets to you, consider this your corp launch to say, like this is like a fucking, he's texting like a sassy gay guy. Like this is like the sassy gay guy HR text of the year. I'm not surprised though. Again, the red pill was right. The red pill is right about everything. The red pill is right about Ava being a creep, having no fucking game. The red pill is right about these crazy fucking low IQ, trashy girls like who apparently have never got their passports or left America with their family as well. She's in North Carolina. I mean, the inbred jokes can continue there.
He communicated just very consistently. I was like, okay.
And calling her ma'am. I say what I mean. Just talking like in such a protected, like such like he's just, everything he's trying to say here is just so politically correct. So very gay. This is very gay, just to summarize it.
Person is interested in me. I had my suspicions, but at the same time, I was like, I need to be more trusting of people. I need to be more open and willing, because prior to this situation, I've had horrible dating experiences. As you know, I'm a single mother. I've been physically assaulted. I've been abused. There's so much that I've experienced in my life that has pushed me to the point where I'm not entirely sure if I even want to pursue romantic relationships anymore, but I wanted to give it a shot.
But I wanted to give it a shot. So translation, I'm very bad at choosing men. I consistently choose the wrong guys, but maybe this guy is different. I wonder does anybody know what her kid looks like? Who is the baby daddy? That is the number one thing. You can look at a girl when you see the man that came inside her. you're gonna know the kind of woman she is, you know. You send me another super chat. 199. Okay. All that AI and the tooth is still snagging. Guys, I haven't set up my. I'm still on the laptop, and the laptop doesn't have like the reflection proof screen. So I have this giant stream of light behind me. Like, so my laptop itself is just one big glare. Geo says, "What are your thoughts?" And I mean, now just look at him, bro. Do you want to look like that guy? The guy's a couple years older than me. I'm good, bro. I'm good. Again, and everybody says, just get clout. Just get clout. Look at this is what clout gets you right here, guys. So he's flying out a single mom with a family of hillbillies that's never left America. Off to a great start.
You know, I wanted to try. With the passport situation, it was my job to drive 5 hours to Washington, D.C., pay for the passport, and drive 5 hours back. And so in that day, I drove a total of 10 plus hours. I had to drive back home.
And that just shows you that these clout demons will do anything for your clout. She drove 10 hours round trip thinking like, this guy's got a lot of that I don't have. Let me see what I can go up there and do, you know?
At nighttime, and my vision is really bad. It was terrifying for me. It was raining, it was storming. He knew how scared I was and how like just how terrified I was of doing this. But at the time I felt like it was worth it because I feel like individuals need to put in effort when they are pursuing a romantic relationship. And doing these sort of actions for me is how I show someone that I care and that I'm interested. As I've mentioned before, he was very consistent with his communication. We would have multiple phone calls, FaceTime calls, Discord calls, and we would talk for hours on end. And he shared a lot of personal things with me that made me feel like he was genuinely interested, that he trusted me. My worries at the time were mainly, why me? Why are you interested in me? I'm a regular person. I have a kid. There's not a lot of people who, especially in his position, want to pursue something with someone in my.
So her instincts are right, okay? When she's like, why me? Because she knows she's a bottom feeder. She knows it. She knows it, right? And when you have game and you look at chicks like this, you're going to see real quick, like, oh, you know what? There's a lot of fucking baggage that's going to come with this. I'm probably just gonna go because you don't have a scarcity mindset. You don't have you truly do not have the ability to have abundance in dating, because when you have game and you have the ability to confidently approach a woman and ask her out on a date, right there you're ahead of like at least 80% of the male population on the planet. Right there. And you open yourself to a whole new world of women that are like completely unexposed. Like they don't have an Instagram. They're not on dating apps. You know, they just don't do shit like that. Or if they're on Instagram, they have like 100 followers, 50 followers, private account. You know what I mean? No hoe pics, stuff like that. So this is what when people say, oh, just get famous, get clout, get clout.
My shoes. And that was just me being realistic and me trying to be practical because, yeah, why are you interested in me? There's plenty of other gorgeous, beautiful ladies that you could pursue. That was a big part of my worry when we were talking, and he knows about it because he would reassure me. He would tell me that it's okay to need reassurance in the beginning because, you know, you don't know the person. You don't exactly trust them so much. These type of conversations made me open up more. It made me pull down my walls a little bit more. I became more vulnerable with him. And I felt like he was becoming more vulnerable with me. We all know now that that was not the case. At the time, it was March 31st. It was time to go to Montreal, Canada to meet this individual. Everything prior to this meetup was great. The calls, the conversations, the consistency, the communication, it was all great. But after this meetup, all of that went downhill. I've already explained his behavior prior to meeting.
AKA, he got some fucking pussy. Got a little pussy. And here's another thing that the modern women don't seem to understand. 95% of the reason why a guy likes you is because he hasn't fucked you yet. That's it. That is 95% of most guys. After they fuck you, they're going to be like, okay, I'm good. Right? And that's the only reason they like you're feeling so attractive and you're feeling like, oh my God, these guys like me. No, any guy would fuck you for the most part. It's after they have sex with you, do they still want to keep you around? The answer is majority of times no. Right? And that's exactly what I'm jumping ahead here. I don't know. Let's see what happens. But it just that's my diagnosis.
So now I will go deeper in depth on his behavior afterwards. After meeting this individual in Montreal, his communication dipped significantly. It almost ceased to exist. Every time I would call this individual, it would go straight to voicemail. He would ignore them. He would have an excuse as to why he's not talking, why he can't conversate, why he can't communicate. This dip in communication made me very nervous. It made me anxious. When you are pursuing a romantic relationship with an individual and this person has these certain habits in the beginning and then you see those habits decline, you have a reaction, and that reaction is not going to be good. You're going to feel like they're not interested anymore. You're going to feel like, oh, maybe they found somebody else, maybe they're talking to somebody else. These were the kind of thoughts that were going through my head. But I was also very vocal about this. I was very honest about this. He would just tell me that he's just busy with work, he's busy doing his salsa dancing, he's busy editing, or he's going.
He just got, listen, I will say this again, just doesn't have the balls to tell her, like, hey, listen, dummy, just wanted to have fun with you for a week or so. You know, that's all it was. The fact that she can't see that too lets you know she's a dummy on her end, right? He just wanted to fly you out for some booty. That's it. That's all you're worth in his eyes.
Going to events, he's doing things with family. He would tell me that he's having several health issues that later I find were just excuses. We still don't know the entire truth to that, honestly. Because when we're speaking about these alleged health issues, we already know that there's contradictions with his story of him having an issue with his fertility. This issue with his fertility may possibly be true. We don't know because he's never showed proof of that. He's never shared actual documentation to prove him telling the truth. Unlike all three of us women who have a whole Dropbox, a whole plethora of receipts, and still yet people are treating us like we are liars, scorned women, whatever. This individual, he has claimed a lot of health issues and uses it for his own benefit. It may be true that he has health problems, but he's an individual who uses it for his own benefit to get his way or to push a narrative that may or may not be true or maybe half true. We don't entirely know. During our meetup, we had consensual intercourse. I know there's individuals online who are claiming that me or the other women are claiming that he had stealthed them. That is not true. None of us have claimed that he stealthed us. It was an anonymous individual who came forward. She is not public. So it was women are claiming that he had stealthed them. That is not true. None of us have.
I was not stealth, and a non-woman made this. What is stealth? What is this Zoomer slang? Chat, I'll look it up.
Have claimed that he stealthed us. It was an anonymous individual who came forward. She is not public, so I don't think I have any business putting her face out there. Unless she wants to come out, that will be her choice. But back to what I was saying. During our trip, we had consensual intercourse. I did ask about condoms. He said he doesn't like them. They don't feel right, or they're not for him.
Audio cut here, but I was just saying that this was a point of a lot of criticism of people online that were saying that why would you trust someone who you just met and not wear condoms? I do agree with that. Okay, I do. The only thing that I can say to this is that I trusted him. I trusted that he.
Oh, okay. Stealthed here. This is interesting. So stealthed means this. During vaginal or anal sex, you take off your condom without your partner knowing and explode your seed inside of them. Oh, no. That's disgusting. Secretly no condom. Listen. So is he coming inside these girls for fun? Like, why is he coming inside these girls? That's like player 101. Don't do that. Definitely don't do that. What are you doing? Mr. Wolf, again, $5 super chat. God, dudes with clout are just like trust fund kids. No wonder they get finesse outed all the time. Just a little whiff of the JJ and the rest, everything. Yeah, because when you don't have game, you don't have a sense of self-control, right? Because you're a victim. You think you know how to get some pussy, but you really know in your heart you don't, right? It frustrates a lot of guys. That's why when guys who truly master the game, it's like the beast is like finally quelled. You know, he's like, I know I have the ability within myself to go and get a woman if I need to. And it does something for your inner game. It does something for your piece. Just you can just tell the guys who are confident around women because they know they can get women consistently versus guys who don't. And it's like an 80-20 split, right? And so that being said, you know, him behaving in this way is very, you know, it's not really surprising at all, right? But yeah, exactly. Ejaculate and evacuate was the protocol here. Always has been since 2019, baby. Ejaculate and evacuate. Thank you. Come again. Bye-bye. Talk to you later. Catch me, add me on Instagram. Peace. But yeah, stealthing, huh? Goodness gracious.
He wasn't sleeping around, that he was being honest, and that he was a safe person. And it turned out to be false. I was wrong, and that's all I can say.
I've already spoken in the past about my issues with condom use. It's not something I'm proud of or whatever it is, but that's just the truth. It ain't pretty, but I mean, maybe not.
After the consensual intercourse, he suggested that I take the Ella pill, which is basically like another Plan B pill. He took me to the pharmacy down the street from his place. He paid for it, and I immediately took it. But as we all know, the Plan B pill does not work if you've already ovulated. So after my trip, after I left, a couple weeks later, I find out that I'm pregnant. I think I told him a couple days after I found out, because at that time he was telling me how much he's having, you know, difficulty sleeping, he's having health issues, and I was like, this is probably not the time. This is probably not a good time to tell you this information because you might have an aneurysm. I eventually tell him, I show him the pregnancy test. I send him pictures of it because I feel like if you meet someone one time, right, and they tell you they're pregnant, you're going to want to have proof. You know, you want to be for sure. I sent him pictures of the test and I told him, here, I'm sending this to you because you probably need to see it. He told me immediately he didn't need to see it, that he believed me. Remember that whenever this fertility lie comes up again, okay? After I told him about the pregnancy, his words and his actions never really aligned. His words said one thing, but his actions said another. He would claim that he would support me, that he would be involved, that he would co-parent, but his actions to me after, as I've said before, after the meetup, he would ignore my calls. He would give me so many excuses as to why he cannot communicate with me. He would text every now and then, but it wasn't consistent the same way as it was prior to meeting. He seemed to have a lot going on at the time. I had so many worries and concerns. I felt like it was maybe my fault that I was pushing him away, making him feel a little bit overwhelmed. You'll see it in a lot of the messages. You may have already seen some of them. I would apologize for a lot of things. I would try to reassure him constantly. I would tell him very nice things about himself to make him feel better. These were just my attempts to...
I would tell him very nice things about himself to make him feel better. Oh, no. So the question is, was he feigning being upset or was he genuinely upset? Like, is this guy really that much of like, is he really this much of a low IQ black guy that you just keep coming inside of girl after girl after girl? So this is the third bitch now that has said, he got her pregnant. But my question is, why are you coming inside these girls, you dumbass? Like, did you skip biology? Like this is, and so this is either a lack of self-control or like this guy's he's like secretly sick and getting off on this. Because again, player 101, don't come inside the women. Coming inside them gets them pregnant, and that's just not what you're trying to do as a player. You're trying to stick and move. You know what I mean? You're trying to get in, get out. You know, traveling Alma 202 499. That's like the Viper show. Buddy went into a tunnel with a red Viper and went stealth. Yeah, not yikes, dude. Yeah. The coldest is honestly, bro. Abba would have been better off paying an escort at this point. Straight up. Like, why are you well, I know why he's doing this, because he has no game. So let me just break this down. This is how out of touch these guys are. So he's texting these girls writing this very gay man, like Black Queen HR style texts that are like sassy but like politically correct at the same time. It's like going to Kamala Harris rally, like, hey, what is up, y'all? Is everybody ready to get down and vote? Like, you hear me, my fellow Black queens? Some shit like that. And coming inside them and then sending them home and then just ghosting them, like, oh, you're pregnant, bitch, fuck it. Who cares, bitch, die. Like, what are you doing? You like, again, it shows you that like when these guys have fucked up in her game, they begin to self-destruct. Period. To be honest, if he truly blasted her and she didn't really want that during the encounter, he deserves all the repercussions. Probably has a weird breed kink. I mean, yeah, what are you doing, bro? Crazy dog.
Try to save something that was never really there to begin with. You can take everything with a grain of salt. I don't have any proof of these phone calls. He let me know that this wasn't really a choice that he would make. He would rather me get an abortion, just like the previous 2 women that he was with. Despite him telling me that he would rather me get an abortion, he did make it clear that it is the woman's choice. And I also told him that I would respect any decision that he made. I'm already a single mother. I decided that if this wasn't something that he was comfortable with, that he just wasn't ready for, I'm fine with him just walking away. And I let him know. I said, you have multiple choices that you could take. But in one of his videos that he posted about me, he lied and said that I told him to disappear.
After talking for a few weeks, we meet up. She ends up getting pregnant, wants to keep it. I'm supportive, despite her offering for me to disappear and not be involved.
Please show me where I said that. But I never told him to disappear. And if that is true.
It looks like he was reading a script too. Do you guys notice that? Damn, look, this is how good I am. If you didn't notice that, you're fired. You're fired. Please leave the premises immediately. Drop your key card at the desk with security and never come here again. Watch this.
You could take, but in one of his videos that he posted about me, he lied and said that I told him to disappear.
After talking.
Look at this. Okay, so she wrote, I think this is what he wrote. In reality, I was sharing my decision to keep the pregnancy if viable, and I was assuring him that he is free to make a decision and that I would respect it. He's reading off of something. Is he wearing makeup too? Looks like he's wearing makeup.
Talking for a few weeks, we meet up. She ends up getting pregnant, wants to keep it. I'm supportive, despite her offering for me to disappear and not be involved.
So he's clearly reading it, and I love how she adds the YouTube edit. Look at this in her expose video.
Despite her offering for me to disappear and not be involved.
Whoa, slow down there, Quentin Tarantino. Fucking breaking out the video edits in your expose video, huh? Yikes.
Please show me where I said that. But I never told him to disappear. And if that is true, so-called king of receipts, please show that where I said you can disappear. I don't care. I'll do this by myself. I would like to see it. If that exists, I would like to see it. And then around this time when I found out that I was pregnant and a little bit before that happened, there was a lot of online stalking and harassment going on. More so after I found out that I was pregnant. They were going crazy in my DMs. We're saying a lot of nasty things about being a single mother, about needing child support and whatnot. A lot of this was exposed at the time that I was miscarrying and going through so much, and it was just crazy. That's why I clarified a lot in those original videos that I'm a single working mother. For the last 6 years, I've been doing it by myself. There's no child support involved. I'm aware that, these people in these like red pill communities, they're kind of disengaged from reality. Like, I think there's a lot of mental illness online. These people that claim to be in these communities, they're not really in touch with reality. There's also a teeny tiny suspicion that the individual that I was dating was.
I'm just gonna rewind that for a second. Just 1 second.
Pill communities, they're kind of disengaged from reality. Like, I think there's a lot of mental illness online. These people that claim to be in these communities, they're not really in touch with reality. There's also a teeny tiny.
This is coming from the girl who just publicly confessed, recorded, edited, and uploaded the following statement. I have a bad history of choosing men, which has led me to be a single mother. Therefore, I decided to give Abba a chance. Okay. So she said that, and then now she's the one lecturing people on reality. And if she could see reality as clear as she's pretending to see it, she could clearly see that A, Abba was a bad guy, and then B, pretty much all of your dating history have been bad men, according to your own statements here. So it's just funny to hear them, and like people don't really think about who the fuck you're listening to. They look at stupid things like, oh, is she pretty? Does she sound smart? Does they look rich? Are they in a nice studio? How many subscribers do they have? But they don't like actually break down like what the person is doing behind the scenes. They're like just too caught up in the present moment. So any chick with a Kiki is a red flag. Yes, I agree. Single mother, strike 2. Multiple Instagram profiles, strike 3. Facts, exactly. And yes, every accusation is admission on fucking this guy's side too, on Abba's side as well as her side.
I had a suspicion that the individual that I was dating was possibly behind exposing me. The times where I found out that people were posting my other social medias, like trying to dox me, he was sending it to me. He tried to accuse my cousin of sharing this information that we're seeing each other and whatnot. My social media is very small. The original account that I was on only had family and friends on there. There's other people that I suspect, but Abba is definitely on there because you didn't like that I was posting you. I don't know. I feel like it's a probability that he wanted to get his lick back a little bit because he did not like that. He told me that he didn't really like that, which is fine. I can understand that. So I apologized to him. I did apologize to him. I told him, okay, I'm not going to do that again. That can make somebody uncomfortable. So I deleted them. I took it off. Those are the reasons why I kind of suspect that he may have been involved with exposing me. Come on, 16 followers. Who's going to share my information like that? Nobody. Now we'll be getting into the topic of miscarriage and pregnancy loss. So if you don't want to see any graphic images, videos, anything that might trigger you, or you're just not interested, please skip ahead. With all of the stress and anxiety of the stalking harassment, the inconsistencies with Abba and everything, it started to affect me internally, and I started to miscarry sometime at the end of April, early May.
These are text exchanges during the time that I was...
Did this bitch catch the fucking miscarriage in a cup and take a picture of it? Did my eyes deceive me? Heavy bleeding every time I went to the bathroom. So, see, this is crazy. This is, unless she was taking pictures like that to text the doctor or something. Yeah. You guys, are you seeing this one? And so when your favorite modern dating coach tells you these days, you need more clout on Instagram to get more bitches, bro, you're gonna get these kind of girls. Okay, you're gonna get these type of girls. So yeah, that's who Alba's coming inside of, women like this.
And I started to miscarry.
Decreasing beta quant, patient evaluated. This bitch got medical records and everything to take this man out.
Sometime at the end of April, early May.
These are text exchanges during the time that I was miscarrying and going to urgent care and the ER. My daughter was with me and he knew about it and he knew how much it was affecting both of us. These were the type of exchanges that made me think that he cared, but again, his actions showed something else. He was even comforting me when I told him that my daughter blamed herself for the miscarriage, but then he would do things like this. He would post these photos on Instagram, on YouTube, value, feeling brand new, and this is all during the time that I was miscarrying.
I kept him updated on my health and the doctor's appointments, and he seemed to care, he seemed to worry, but just the way that he described my situation in one of his videos,
she just ended up having a miscarriage.
It's clear that he never really cared. He didn't have any empathy for me whatsoever. The fact that he doxed me and my child, my 5-year-old daughter, it makes the situation more clear for me how he spoke about me and the way that he treated me afterwards.
Also sent him a voice note. Interesting. I will say though, I am a little confused because it seemed like you and this third woman were on like relatively good terms. So what happened for her to want to talk to Libby in this fashion? Is this mainly because she felt like she was done wrong by you? Because it seems like, or she has a perception that you were.
So there it is right there. You see right there. That's the kiss of death. That right there. You see this chick is now putting GRAPE allegations on this man through some woman voodoo, like GRAPE by fraud. I guess that must be a law in Canada, so I have no idea. But yeah, she didn't like you, bro. She never did. She never did. You see? She never liked you from the get-go. Because if they like you, they would never do such heinous shit like this to try to publicly. She is trying to drag this man into the dirt. This video was posted a while ago. I think it already has like 20,000 views too. My experience dating a narcissistic YouTuber with 2 mil subs. Abba Alice on Alvin Preach. Yeah. So this may Let's go ahead and give that a thumbs up. Make sure to like that video, guy. Let's get that thing popping up top of the algorithm. Wow. Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
You were still talking to Libby while you were still dealing with her. Like, why is she doing this, do you think?
I'm not entirely sure because we never spoke about it. But from what I gather, it sounds like because I was talking to other women while we were not exclusive, that's what made her upset.
Yeah, so basically what I said already.
I don't mind if, well, my thing is, yeah, we are exclusive and that I'm not seeing other people. I'm not talking to anyone else and I don't want to. Like I said to you before, I generally am somebody who's kind of singular in that regards. So that's pretty normal to me. Saying I'm in a relationship feels a bit too soon. And I say that because we've been talking for 3-4 weeks. We've only spent like 2 to 3 days together. The reason why I don't like the idea of saying I'm in a relationship or putting it that way is that
over explaining already just lets me know this guy don't know what the fuck he's talking about. It doesn't need to be this long. You don't need to be giving out this, this rocket science fucking equation. Just, hey, no, not yet. I'm not ready. I'm still getting to know you. I like how we're hanging out right now. That's it. Let's get some ice cream. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's do something.
I don't have yet to make that kind of commitment label-wise. But behaviorally, I think I understand from your perspective. You're saying you're taking this seriously. I am too. But because I'm taking it seriously, I don't feel comfortable saying I'm in a relationship yet. For me to say I'm in a relationship with somebody would mean that I'm comfortable telling about these people to my family, my friends, or all this stuff, and I'm not. And the reason why is that it feels way too soon, too fast for that. But on the other side, I don't want you to think that I'm taking it lightly. I'm not. That's why I can say I'm exclusively talking to you. Romantic interested in you. I'm not sleeping around none of that. So, I don't know if that kind of clears it up for you, if that feels like the answer you don't want, but I also don't want to lie to you and say, yeah, I'm in a relationship. And then, we spend another 3-4 days together and it doesn't work out. Like, I don't like that idea. That seems very empty. So, yeah, let me know how you feel about that answer.
During my miscarriage, he went on a trip to Africa to his brother's wedding. He would complain about the roaming fees being like $100, but he was constantly on social media. He was posting value. It was upsetting for me, but I felt like I couldn't complain to him or I couldn't say anything because he would always tell me that he's having these health issues. So as to not add onto the burden of that, I just decided to keep a lot of things to myself at that point. But I did mention it to him that consistency is lacking, communication is lacking. There's something going on, there's something wrong.
There, in fact, was something wrong because before I get into these next voice messages and texts, one will be from him and one will be from me. I want to explain that if you look at this date, Friday, April 10th, this was the day that he was crashing out on his ex-girlfriend, Libby, for her having an Instagram account and calling her a cheater, which was one of the things that he mentioned in his live stream. But I want everyone to know that during this time, he was telling me that he was having health issues, that it's possible.
All right, we got to stop it there, fucking. When the girl hits you with the cross-examination of what you said to the other bitch, to what you said to her, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, you fucked up, buddy. You fucked up big time. She's hitting it with a cross-examination. Mr. Wolf, thank you so much. I see a story like this and I thank God for my life. It's so much better than this fucking mess. If you need help, reach out to John and not up like, yeah, exactly. Join the Telegram chat if you need help with your dating life. And then we will get a hold of you in there and see if you qualify for working with me. Not everybody qualifies. But if you do work with me, you'll have a very satisfying dating life for the rest of your life, might I add, because dating is just a skill. And, it's a 2-part equation, really 3 parts. If you really want to break it down, it's where you are, how you're marketing yourself, and how are you as the product, right? It's a 3-part component. And then if you have above average in all 3, you have above average lifestyle. And then the biggest problem is, guys, it's like stage 1 problem for most guys is getting no pussy. Stage 2 is relationship management. And that's where 99% of guys fail, is in relationship management. Well, not 99 because the divorce rate isn't that high, right? But I would say probably like 80% of guys, the 80-20 split does seem to be true in life. And about 20% of guys actually run business, run their house, have the woman in line, live a good life, and you got to cut the dead weight. Got to be a real man to cut the dead weight too. Got to look somebody in the eye and be like, hey, listen, you're not making it. You got to go. Sorry. You're leaving or you will be removed, but you're going, right? That's frame. That's confidence, right? A lot of guys don't even have it. A lot of guys can't tell that to a woman. Woman starts fucking crying and whining and all this shit. You fucking bend over like a little puppy dog. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. I'm gay. let's go back to this. She's editing in here. She's doing the Quentin Tarantino zoom in. She's cross-referencing other bitches. Fucking this girl has no life as well. That's also pretty evident.
My fault. And in the next voice messages, you will hear how frustrated I was, and I start listing out all of the things that he's doing in his life that may be affecting his health. But now I know that it was just him crashing out that day because he was upset that his ex-girlfriend had a baddie Instagram.
Just I literally ended the live and I didn't touch anything else, and I just slid into bed. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I just need to rest because like I'm losing my mind. This not sleeping thing is just not good for me at all. So I'm just trying to fix it. I don't want to make any impulsive decisions or decide anything right now. I don't know if it's because of us. I don't know if I have other things going on, but I just don't have anything emotional, anything. I just, even today during the stream, I felt jumpy. I felt snappy. My mood was off.
Damn. This is Libby. Yeah, bro. So he was simping out over Libby at the same time. Well, he got both these bitches pregnant at the same time. Yeah, looking less and less like an accident.
Just don't feel good at all.
In this entire text exchange between Libby and Abba, he is just berating her, belittling her, telling her that she's a cheater, that she never loved him, demanding for her to send him back almost $10,000. And he's just being absolutely horrible, malicious, and disgusting in these text messages. And this is no different to how he treated her during their relationship. And I'll be going deeper in depth on this in another video, but I just wanted to be clear that this is how he is and how he was to her when they were together, which is why all of this spiraled in the way that it has. The reason why I'm showing these is to emphasize the fact that while he's telling everyone else that his ex-girlfriend is a cheater, telling everyone else that we were not exclusive, he is actually lying straight to your faces. He crops things out of context. He lies to his viewers, and he's getting away with it. A lot of his viewers started attacking her and attacking us for coming out with all of this information. Personally, I think a lot of his words to her is just projection. He says that she's a pathological liar, that she's a cheater. This is your idea of love. In reality, it's him. He's the one that's pathologically lying. He's the one that is cheating. He's going behind women's back, sleeping with other women and not telling them that he is sleeping around, tricking them into unprotected sex, saying that he has low sperm count or that he's infertile or that he just doesn't like condoms. He makes himself seem like a stand-up type of person to his viewers, that he is someone that people can look up to, when in reality, he's doing all the things that he talks down on in his personal life. He's criticized Destiny. He's criticized Fresh and Fit. He's criticized a lot of men who have mistreated women. And he's spoken about how pregnancy, hormones, after pills, all of this can affect a woman's body. He's spoken about how treating women with dignity and respect is extremely important. And yet he's doing all of this behind the scenes. Look at how he's talking to her. Look at how he's treated me. Look at how he's lied about me. Look at how he's lied about Libby. This is the true Abba. That is in my humble opinion. I'd also like to emphasize how during this time, he was crashing out on his ex-girlfriend, who was telling me that he's having health issues, as I said before. And in the next clips after this text exchange, I will be showing you my reaction to him telling me that he's having a bad day, that he hasn't been.
You see those guys online that pretend to be so righteous, that they pretend to be like holier than thou. They're like, I would never, the way these red pill guys talk to these girls, it's so misogynistic and it's just so degrading to women. And like, look at how this black motherfucker is acting offline. Worse, acting worse than fucking these guys. Anybody he's trying to accuse, you know? Every single one of them. Destiny is trying to lecture people on the red pill about, oh, you know, you're all scumbags. Turns out he has a whole mega hard drive of sex videos that he secretly took with these chicks, and has a whole, and he's been sharing them. You know, it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. They pretend to be so holy. And that's why I'm always telling you guys, when you see these guys, these guys are snakes. These guys who are like overly kiss women's ass, or like who overly run to the aid of women. I'm always very apprehensive of guys like that, you know, because it's like, all right, motherfucker, like, what are we overcompensating here for? What are we hiding here? Because I don't know. That's fucking weird. That's fucking weird, you know? But yeah. Oh, we got another one. Mr. Wolf, thank you so much. Says, final super chat. I got sleep before. Yeah, I keep forgetting it's late. It was 1 a.m. there, buddy. Good night. Final super chat. I got to sleep before work at 5 a.m. Ooh, you're only gonna get 4 hours of sleep, buddy. You need to sleep more than that. Great stream. Reach out to John. Don't be this guy. I'm a success with just a little bit of MLD help. Yeah, this is one of my happy clients. This guy is looking for a wife, and he's in New York. It's like one of the better markets to be in, even though Richard Cooper's like, don't go to New York. It's like funny when you just see these guys who have no idea what they're talking about act like they do, right? So Abba is just on the complete crash out here. So remember, just those guys who like try to pretend they're holier than thou. Those are the guys with the biggest skeletons in their closets. Those guys who like to say like, oh, any man who uses the word misogynist, you got to watch out for that guy.
Sleeping, and in this reaction I'm telling him how there's so many things before me that is affecting his health. He drinks so much alcohol during his streams, he doesn't sleep, he has an irregular sleep schedule, he only works out through salsa, and all of these things can drastically affect someone's health, especially fasting, eating 1 meal a day. The lack of working out that he does, his health is shot, and this is why I say his health issues may or may not be true.
So rather than say something stupid to you or to myself, I just want to sleep. Fucking 5 p.m. on Friday, and just pray that tomorrow's a better day. So that's all I have for you right now. I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna be nice. So for one, the alcohol. You drink a lot of alcohol, okay? And you drink it before bed. All right, we all know alcohol is poison. We all know it affects our sleep. Boom. There's one issue. 2, you overwork yourself. You're working all day, every day. You don't take a break. You go to dance class and you dance multiple days a week for hours on end. Boom. 2, 3 things. On top of that, you're using electronics constantly before bed while you're in bed. 4 things right there. All right. I don't know. There could be some other things as well that I am not aware of. But just off the top of my head, those are the 4 things that I can think of immediately from what I have seen in person and over FaceTime and over your stream. Okay. Personally, I don't think you've been prioritizing your health very well.
Well, I am very reassured because if he keeps living like that, that guy's going to die in like 7 to 8 years because that is a terrible way to live. Drinking on the streams a lot. Apparently, he's drinking on streams. That's kind of, I never seen. I guess he does do that. It's weird. I don't know. Drinking long term on a stream is never a good move. Yeah. But he's not getting good sleep. This guy's he's not going to live long. But yeah, Chad is saying he's blackmailing all these hoes. Who knows? There's so many lies, right? But I would not be surprised if he was living like shit as well. It all goes down to weakness.
You're up late. You don't go to sleep until like 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. You wake up around 12 or 1. And then you're fasting. Boom, 5 things. You're fasting constantly. You're eating 1 meal a day if you're not fasting. What do you think that does to your body? What do you think that does? Trust me, I've been there. I like taking showers. I would almost faint from how little that I was eating. You think working your ass off the way that you do, on top of the way that you're eating, is helping? Like sincerely. Like I don't know if any of your friends have like mentioned this to you, but like someone's gotta say it. Someone's gotta tell you something. Like you need to prioritize your health a little bit better than you are currently. And I mean, you're working out. That's good, but that's on top of working, doing dance, fasting, drinking alcohol, and all the other things. Okay, so yes, your heart rate is gonna go up. Your heart rate's gonna go up, especially with the fasting. You need to have a proper diet. You need to have proper amounts of proteins, fats, and carbs in your diet. Intermittent fasting is fine. I've done it, but you really need to balance this shit out, genuinely. And me catching the fade, even though I fell asleep at 7 p.m. last night, right? I left you alone. We had the phone call. We were on the same page about going slow, about not being in a relationship, all this, and that's fine. But I don't want to catch a fade for something that I did not cause you. I did not make you stay up all day today. I did it. And the first thing I hear back from you is another worrisome voice message about making impulsive decisions, if it's about us or me or whatnot. Look, I'm trying to give you a proper amount of space because I can be overbearing. And I understand that. And I don't want to put more stress on you than you already have, which is what I'm trying to do. But I need to be straight with you. The shit that you're doing, it's not good for your health. It simply isn't. Go to the doctor. I almost cried earlier because I sent you messages earlier this morning, right? The last message I sent was around noon. I didn't message you at all for the rest of the day. The first thing I hear back from you is that, which is not a problem. I don't have a problem with you venting to me or with telling me that you're not feeling well and you're struggling with stuff. But like, don't throw me under the bus.
This chick is totally fucking insane.
And there's a million other things before me that is affecting how you're sleeping. Like, and now I'm in a stage of being upset because what the fuck did I do? What did I do? I'm laughing because if I don't laugh, I'm either gonna cry or just like start shaking. I'm already shaking a little bit. Like reassess the behaviors, the habits that you have in your life right now. That I don't fucking know, man.
But needless to say, with all of this going on, my feelings started to decline drastically. Like every time that I contacted this person, talked to this person, just interacted with this person, it would stress me out. It would give me anxiety. It would cause me constant worry. I was crying so often that being involved with this person wasn't adding anything to my life. In fact, it's taken more than added anything whatsoever. That's when in early May, his ex-girlfriend, Libby, came out with a video talking about her pregnancy. After this point in time, everything got worse for me because I went through a lot of mind fucks. I went through so much confusion that it was debilitating. I was not leaving the house. I was not eating. I wasn't doing anything. After this ex-girlfriend came out with her video about her pregnancy with him, he immediately told me that this person was blackmailing him. This individual was a stalker, harassing him, his friends, his family. At the time, I was like, okay, I'm sorry to hear that. And I believed him. And I was like, that's a horrible thing to go through. But, you know, thinking back on it, I remember his conversation with me about his ex-girlfriend from December, because he's told me that he had an ex-girlfriend as recent as December, and we had started talking in March. So I was like, wow, that's pretty soon to be moving on, and you say that it was a pretty serious relationship. He said that the relationship ended in December of 2025, and that it only ended because they had different views on like the future, family planning, whatever. When he was telling me all of this, he never had anything negative to say about his ex-girlfriend, Libby. He either stayed neutral or he said positive things about the relationship. But then when she comes out with a video, he took a 180. Now he's telling me that she's a blackmailer, she's crazy, she's a stalker. But at that point, I was going through a miscarriage, and I didn't have the emotional capacity to really care. Well, I didn't exactly pretend to care. I did care. But during this time, I was experiencing the miscarriage, and I was dealing with a lot of stuff internally. So it would take a lot of energy for me to show a lot of care and enthusiasm with all of this coming out. All I could do for him was listen, say like, I'm sorry that happened to you. I told him things like, I'm sorry that happened to you. And I even recommended to him what he should do with all of this. Like, I told him, if this is a serious situation where somebody is blackmailing you, stalking you, harassing you, maybe you should post timelines to prove their claims wrong. Maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. All he wanted to do was live stream showing her sex, sending fans to sexually harass her on her social medias, dox her workplace where she lived. On top of that, he attacked her childhood traumas and her, like, he used suicide and self-harm and mental health as a way to discredit her. Without going too far into it, he has a lot of contradictions about his ex-girlfriend, and those will be coming to light very soon. But anyway, since we're at the point where the ex-girlfriend came out and he gave me this different explanation on what type of ex-girlfriend she is, I was in a state of confusion. I was, you know, going through the miscarriage. I was going through all these health problems. I was going to the ER. I really didn't have a clue what was going on. I wasn't necessarily watching everything in detail. I had a lot of things that I had to take care of. But after seeing his live stream, there was a part of me that got the ick, because why are we talking about this? Why, like, all the things that he mentioned in his video, why are we talking about this? Like, my thoughts about his live stream were, I was in a big state of confusion, because at the time I was like, okay, so this person is stalking and harassing you, but why do you still have her number? Why do you still have her pictures? Why do you still contact her? And you've been contacting her the entire time that we've been talking? What? The entire time that I was pregnant? The entire time that I was miscarrying?
And that apparently she was also pregnant during that time as well, the other bitch. So it just shows you he's creating this web of this seems self-destructive, in my opinion, quite frankly.
Next video that I'm going to post, I will be talking about those contradictions, but he was crashing out on her for her Instagram account.
And like, just being that shit of a person to have a girl pregnant in that moment. And think about your fucking Instagram, because like, no one's allowed to have any fucking fun except for him.
A couple days before I told him about the pregnancy. So I was pregnant during the time that he was calling her a cheater, calling her slurs, sending her spam messages about this Instagram account that she made after they broke up. I wanted to be supportive of him going through this, because I was still, you know, I was still connected with him at this time. I was going through the miscarriage. There was still an attachment, I will say. There was still an attachment, and it took me a while to detach. But then I think I saw a video of the ex-girlfriend talking about another woman that reached out to her, and at the time I was so confused. I thought she was talking about me. I thought she was saying that I was talking to her, but no, it turns out there was a different woman that he was messing with since 2021.
Pregnant in December 2022. And he had sent me an STD test prior. And also he had told me he had a kidney disease. And in his words, kids just aren't happening for him.
Fine. And so I had healthy checkups and I had some health issues. So I went to the doctor. That's what they told me. There's years between these periods.
Well, she told me this. She told me that you had also told her you were on some medication that would make you infertile. But that's like not the case. That's like really bad.
Listen, I don't want to publish my own medical information and what the doctor told me.
And essentially, I won't get to the long gist of the conversation because it's none of your fucking business.
I do, however, believe today that he's
Oh man, he hit her with the medical consent. I don't have to disclose my medical history to you, ma'am. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, karma is just so real. It's phenomenal. It is truly phenomenal. What a wonderful thing to start my day with. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button as we break this down. So again, it seems this is a combination of him having no game and then the negative results and the negative feedback he's getting from the women from doing this kind of like, you know, crooked kind of deceptive kind of game. He doesn't know how to deal with their negative emotions he's getting from them. So he's being like toxic and deflective. He's stonewalling too as well. He's like just ignoring them. All very bad things if you want to have communication to fix a relationship. And stonewalling is one of the worst things you can do. It's terrible. So that's what he's doing. Not surprised at all though, are we? Is anybody surprised at this point?
Liar. This woman, she also got pregnant sometime in 2021 or 2022. I forget. But she also got an abortion, and she had contacted the ex-girlfriend. But at the time, because I was going through such a mindfuck, because I was so confused, I didn't know what was going on, and Abba was telling me one thing. I was just like, oh my God, she's talking about me. And his explanation about Steph, because it finally clicked that, oh, there's another one? Huh? He told me that this individual was someone that he only went on 2 dates with. This woman is somebody that he's known since 2021, who got pregnant, got an abortion, and he was meeting her while talking to me. He flew her out about a week and some change before he flew me out. He was telling me that he wasn't sleeping around, he wasn't talking to anyone, that we were exclusive romantically, physically, whatever. He told me all of this and then flew out another woman, raw dogged her, put me at risk for STDs. You think I'm not thinking about that right now? I am. And this is how I found out about the crime called rape by fraud, which if you look up, a lot of this could have fallen under that, rape by fraud. A lot of jurisdictions consider this a criminal act, but it depends on, you know, the circumstances. I would say that sleeping around and possibly giving somebody an STD, that can fall under rape by fraud. I'm just gonna let that float in the air for a little bit. I don't appreciate somebody lying to my face, putting my health at risk. An STD is just another layer on top of that. But as I said before, I trusted this individual. He said he's clean.
Again, yikes, bro. Mega yikes. This is ammunition for Myron to destroy Abba. He's cooked. He can't trust these blue-pilled, two-faced scumbags. Yeah, I agree 100%. They are perfect for each other. He is a feminist and she's a feminist. Now get your popcorn. This man is rolling, dude. This man is 1 o'clock in the morning. This guy said, fuck it, I'm going all caps in the midnight chat. Hey, let it all out, buddy. Let your freak flag fly, baby. Welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Yeah, and hit the like button. So again, like I said, this is just it's consistent throughout the whole message too. It's just like he clearly is very reckless in his game. And just when guys are this pussy hungry, that lets me know for sure they have no self-control. They don't know what they're doing, what they're talking about, anything in regards to game. And this lack of self-control, this feral nature, you know, not a good thing. Not a good look.
I get myself tested. If anyone asks me for those test results, I give it to them. That's kind of the base, the foundation that I was at the time when I was seeing this individual. I was like, okay, we're 2 adults. We're honest with each other. We communicate. I don't have any reason to suspect that he's a dirty individual, that he's sleeping around, that he's doing all of this. So I just wanted to clarify that that was another thing that I have an issue with and is why that I'm speaking out as much. And with all of the stalking and harassment that was going on, he told me that it was his ex. Some of the profiles, the Instagram profiles belonged to her. But later we find out that that's not true. Those accounts are fake accounts made by whoever the fuck. But there were a couple accounts that had the same email because we tried to log into that shit. And I hope you're watching this. We found that some of those accounts had the same email. So we know for a fact that it's at least one individual that has multiple accounts. It's not the ex-girlfriend. It's somebody else. It could be a stalker of the individual I'm talking about, or it could just be a random in the community that has nothing better to do, or is just, you know, they don't really have much in their life going on. She actually reached out to me on her main account. This is why I started thinking, okay, if she's reaching out to me on her main accounts, why would she use these anonymous accounts? It just doesn't make sense to me. I told Abba that she reached out to me and he told me to send her a text back saying, I saw the live, get help. He was telling me that she was harassing and stalking him as well, on top of, you know, his friends and his coworkers. I'm like, this lady is crazy. She's insane. To be honest, he made a fool out of me because I can't believe that I said those things to her, that I talked about her that way, that I actually believed all of his lies and cover-ups over this woman who suffered an excruciating amount of pain throughout their relationship and with her pregnancy being blocked for weeks at a time. I cringe. I cringe thinking about it. I cringe. I want to add on that when I reached out to Libby to talk shit, I was talking mad shit to her. I was having a breakdown. Okay. I was really upset about the miscarriage. I sent her a picture of the pregnancy test and this like really big paragraph. I immediately deleted it though, because after I told Abba about it, he crashed out on me. But I was telling him that I was trying to defend him, that I was trying to tell her to stop, that this has gone too far. He called me he said that I betrayed him, that he can't trust me anymore. And later on, it finally clicks to me that that's such a weird response. If there's nothing for you to hide, why are you so upset that I am defending you? I don't know. It's just an odd response, especially when someone's trying to tell you that, hey, I didn't have any malice intent. I was genuinely trying to defend you and to try to help in this situation because at that time I cared. I felt like I should do something. Maybe she should know that this is also affecting other innocent lives. I find out later that he lied to me about her stalking me, harassing me. He lied about her making multiple accounts, sending stuff to multiple friends, family, whatever. He lied about all of that. We know that for sure now. I think I mentioned our dynamic a little bit before, but to repeat what I said, our dynamic was basically me apologizing to him, me trying to reassure him, me trying to comfort him, make him feel good, better about himself. Sometimes it was me trying to beg for communication. At a certain point, it was just, I would say it was going in an unhealthy direction because I personally think he's just an unhealthy individual. He's not healthy in his life. He doesn't have healthy habits. He doesn't have healthy behavior and he doesn't have healthy relationships. Eventually I block him and I post something on Reddit. I can put it right here. This post, I was still sort of unsure about Libby and them, but I was also still defending Abba in this post. I was basically saying, here's a little rundown. All of this stuff needs to be settled offline. There's no reason to be putting all of this information online. People need to think about how this is affecting real people in real life, you can get the gist of it from that. Eventually, I was willing to connect with the ex-girlfriend and the second woman, but they didn't really trust me either because of all of this like weird stalking harassment going on, because they were getting messages about me and about Abba as well. And it was just, it's all a mindfuck. They didn't trust me. They thought that I was a fake. They thought that I was a weirdo. And so that's why I posted that unorganized ass video from the get-go, the one where I showed the miscarriage video where I was showing text. And it was just,
this is this is a wild, crazy sex triangle of all these crazy bitches. You see, everybody in this circle is a damaged individual too. You know, because the Filipina girl as well, she was not as innocent as she was trying to come off as. All these chicks were extremely calculating. You know, so I got my popcorn. We're gonna round third here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, buddy. Well, bro, love your input, John. Always educational. Get home from the gym, take a shower. Got to finish this movie script tomorrow. Get at it, buddy. Get at it. But yeah. And then she's wondering why the other girls are being so rude to her when she's acting like, you know, the white trash that she is. I could see her chimping out over text and shit. So this is all just like a big white trash circle here. But let's continue to watch the freak show. I'm gonna be eating some popcorn and enjoying my breakdown of how this guy has terrible game. This is what you are too, by the way. If you don't have game at home, and once you start getting some options to get chicks, you're gonna fuck it up, just like how he is. I'm telling you, it's a big secret club, and only a few people can get you in.
it was all over the place. I needed to post that so that they could take me seriously, that they could see that I'm real, and for others to take me seriously as well. Because when you come out with a claim online, you need to show something to back it up with. You know what I mean? That's why I posted the receipts on YouTube. But at the time, I hadn't talked to them yet. The phone call happened after I posted the videos on YouTube. Even still in the phone call, I didn't know everything. I didn't know all the information that I know now. So with that being said, he sent me one of the last emails because I blocked him. So he sent me an email. He told me that he saw that I blocked him, I guess, or he saw the Reddit post, or he saw the video, or he saw the phone call. I don't fucking know what he was talking about. But he told me that he saw and that he thinks the harassment is only going to get worse from now. So I'm like, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? And lo and behold, a couple days later, he posts a video called Since You Asked, in which he continues to dox all of us, but he doxes my legal name and he doxes my child's city of residence, a 5-year-old little girl. A 5-year-old little girl. What was the need for doxing me? Like, what was the need to dox me? What was the need to do that? I think it was an intimidation tactic. He knew all of the stress that I went through with the stalking, the harassment, the online, all of it. And he knew that if he exposed where my kid lives and my legal name, maybe I would shut up. Maybe
this little white trash girl is loving all this drama. Don't let her trick you for 1 second. By the way, guys, she is loving every second of this drama. She's getting high off of this toxic drama.
I would be quiet. Maybe I would stop posting things online. That's the only reason I can come up with for him to dox my legal name and dox where my kid lives. You tell me. Okay, in this next clip, I'll give you a rough timeline of everything. I got you. I got you. Here's a simplified timeline of everything that went down, okay? Me and Abba started talking March 13th. Him and Libby broke up in
Eating my
January,
popcorn and enjoying.
Mid-March. She sent her a D-pic. He sent her the same explicit video that he sent to me and Steph. And then around March 14th to the 20th is when he had flown out Steph, the second woman, to Montreal. And then a week and some change, March 31st, he flew me out. That's the rough gist of the timeline.
I also want to point out really quick how in January of this year, as early as January 4th, Abba was flirting with Stephanie while Libby was pregnant. And this man really has the audacity to claim that she was cheating on him over an Instagram account. Boy, not him actually cheating on his pregnant girlfriend, blocking her, and then immediately moving on to the next bitch. What the fuck?
By April 10th, he still had his ex-girlfriend's phone number. They had ended things initially in January because of the pregnancy abortion. He blocked her for a couple weeks. She got the abortion. She had no other choice. So they reconnected. And she's thinking at the time that she did so many things wrong on her end. And she was so sorry for how she did things with the breakup, whatever, just apologizing. Same kind of dynamic that I had with him. Apologizing for things that I shouldn't really be apologizing for. This man is emotional. I'm telling you guys. They were on level terms. Let's just say it was leveled. April 10th goes by and he finds her Instagram account that she was using to kind of like build a platform. It was for archery and gym content. You can see.
So he chimped out about this, and then the only thing is, when you are dating a girl like this, you just keep banging her until she's like, "Hey, I want to be your girlfriend." I'm like, well, that's cool and all, but I see the stuff you post on Instagram. I'm not really cool with that because I'm looking for like a girl that likes to stay at home and like look at the wall. That's my type. An introverted chick who likes to stay at home and stare at the wall, who can cook and who can shut the fuck up. That's my type right there. You know, but that's all you do it. But he was losing his control. He lost control of himself. And when you lose control, you lose frame. And you know, he handled it in a very feminine way, like threw a temper tantrum. Well, I don't know how that ended up.
See right here, she's a very curvy woman. She's got the breastises and she's got the hipsises and she's got the booties. You can't blame her for the body that she has. She's worked hard for that, and I don't blame her for showing it off. His claim for her was that she was cheating because she had this Instagram account and she was hearting the comments and she would react with like emojis.
You're a whore. You're a whore. Just admit it. You're a whore. You whore yourself out online. You whore yourself out in front of your family and your friends. You're a whore.
In the same breath, he's also telling me that he's not sleeping with anyone else. He's not talking to anyone else romantically. He's not doing any of that. He's not whoring around. But he was, and he was projecting it all onto her. And then he tried to make everyone else online think that about her. There's so much that I want to get into, but I need to stick to what I want to talk about for this video. Regarding the STD issue, I also want to bring up the fact that he pursued a sex worker. So we know that he pursued a sex worker and that he wanted to have unprotected intimacy with that individual as well. That's just another layer to add on to the worry of STDs, because this guy, he will pay for it and he doesn't want protection. That is a really big issue. You cannot trust this individual with anything, with your life, with your health, with your punani. You can't. Okay, you can't. You just can't. So
looking for a hot mute.
I thought he was a stand-up guy. I thought he was mature. I thought he was responsible. I thought a lot of things.
Yes, I am indeed looking for a hot mute, and ideally a woman with a voice box that has an off button. Just like, not today, honey. We're not going to listen to your shit today. Well, you can see this chick. Okay, and all my suspicions are confirmed from the beginning. Low IQ, white trash. Family's never left America. She's never left America, right? Toxic, addicted to trauma, taking pictures of her miscarriage in a fucking glass jar. Multiple photos. You tell me, guys, does that sound normal to you?
But after all of this, I truly believe that he's a predator. He's not safe. He's not safe for anyone, any woman. Okay, if you are involved with that man, I want you to know that you're not safe with him. And then a little message for his viewers or people in the communities, whatever. You guys are parasocial. What do they say? You need to touch grass. You need to go outside and you need to touch some grass, because this little online reality that y'all have.
You need to go outside, touch grass. But I've never touched grass outside of America. You know? She's a textbook example of a stupid person who thinks they're right, and just because they're vocal, a lot of people just don't stand up to them and be like, hey, actually, you're pretty fucking stupid. What you're saying is dumb, you know?
To defend this type of man, like I said in my last videos, it's sick. There's something wrong with y'all. I've spoken to real people who can think on their own, and people who are even fans of their channel. They can see it for what it is. They know that the situation is disgusting and that this individual is disgusting. Those of you who don't think so, I believe that y'all are sick. There's something wrong with y'all, and you're probably not safe to be around women either, because there's no way I could defend someone who doxes multiple women and a 5-year-old little girl who doxes a child. Only a sick individual does. You will never ever be able to change my mind about that. You'll never be able to try to convince me that this man is good, is safe, is responsible, is mature, is any of that. You cannot convince me that he is, because he's not. He put a 5-year-old little girl at risk by doxing where she lived to 2.26 million subscribers on the internet. What sick individual does that? We all know what's going on in the United States with these Epstein files. We all know what these politicians, what these people, these higher ups are doing. And you're trying to dox a child? No. No. He's not safe for women and he's not safe for children. Lock him up. Put him in jail. The way that all of this has affected my health is crazy. I never thought, because I've been through a lot of shit, right? I never thought that something could affect me this much. I used to think that I was a strong individual. Apparently I'm not, because now I'm on like 20 different medications. I have to use an inhaler now for anxiety. I can't breathe. I'm having chest pains. Girl, I can't sleep. I'm having panic attacks, anxiety attacks. I'm getting irritated. I'm getting irritated and I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired. This is taking a lot out of me. I might end this much sooner than I wanted to, but we're almost done. I'm just getting really tired and I'm getting I'm getting flustered up again. I want you to go look at
What a
how
nut.
he talked about me and what he did. I want you to compare his lack of compassion, his just blatant dismissal of the entire experience for me, and just simplified it to, oh, she happened to get pregnant and she miscarried and it was a horrible event for her. Then how afterwards he doxed my kid's city of residence, 5-year-old little girl's city of residence, and my legal name. With everything that you know, with me experiencing the stalking, the online harassment, the worrying about my health, worrying about my safety, going through a miscarriage, and then at the same time finding out about 1, 2, 3 different women. You guys don't care about women. You guys don't give a shit about women's health, about women's well-being. And y'all can go straight to hell. Y'all can go straight to hell with Satan himself. That's what you can do. Here's a little bit of bonus information that I want to include. This individual, he's also engaging in litigation abuse. He's using his financial status to abuse the legal system. He sent a cease and desist to his ex-girlfriend. I'll show you the letter right here. You can read it. I want you to notice how aggressive this letter looks. And now I want you to compare this letter to, it's a very long letter, isn't it? It is very descriptive. This letter is very long. It shows you plenty of exhibits, aka proof that goes along with certain claims. I just want to be clear to everyone that her case is a strong one. His case, not so much, because if it does go to court, if he does pursue legal action, how is he going to crop things out of context? How is he going to manipulate the jury? They are going to want to see everything. They're going to want to speak to other individuals involved in this mess too. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, if he does pursue, like if he actually sues his ex-girlfriend, or if he tries to do something to me or to the other woman, what are you actually going to do? It's only going to make him look worse. It's only going to make things worse for him. It's going to damage his reputation even more. It's going to damage his business. And as a consequence, it's also going to damage Breach, his coworker. It's also going to affect those that work for him. I hear about maybe 2 individuals in the background of their videos sometimes. There's a woman and a man. It's going to affect them too, because all of this is also going to be shared online, because that's his career. That's what.
Talk about level of obsessed. You watch so much content that you know about the 2 hidden people, and you've deciphered the genders of these people by the voices. Yikes, bro. What a grade A psychopath. I bet you that pussy was fire, though.
He does for a living. That being said, yes, I will be posting a part 2, 3, and 4, doing a much deeper dive on all of this. There was a point in time where they were considering settling, but only if all of us took our videos down and stopped talking about the situation. After that, I'm not sure what happened between the lawyers. I think they went back on the settlement decision. Now he's just waiting for something. I don't know. He's just waiting and making her wait. He's just digging his grave deeper. That's my honest opinion. He's just digging his grave deeper. I'm here for it. This video is already too long, so I just want to start closing and give my final thoughts on everything. You guys may be wondering, what's my plan now? Like I said in previous videos, I don't plan to date. If I do want to meet anyone, it's not going to be as serious as I want it to be. I think.
You ever see that movie Gone Girl? If you've ever seen that movie Gone Girl, there's like this white trash Jerry Springer type of one with hillbilly accent. And, they were egging on stuff about the movie, egging on that something happened that maybe that didn't happen. This chick has the same vibes, like the investigational. She's self-righteous. She's like, they're going to go to hell with Satan himself. Like, she believes herself to be of some kind of moral superiority, and a large enough ego to post this video online and have the because this whole thing was thought out well. Like even the search, see how it's wrote Abba Atlas on Abba and Preach, right? These are search terms here. And then this line here is the separating my experience dating a narcissistic YouTuber with 2 million subs. And then narcissistic is a keyword for women who search like, dating narcissistic. That's a huge niche. So this chick really thought this whole fucking thing out. She's a fucking total psycho, bro. He did a good job on getting rid of her, but now you can see why. He didn't see it in the first place, though.
I lost the plot sometime along the way, thinking like, oh, you should only focus on one person. I don't think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to just date. I could just meet people and I don't have to do anything serious. I'm not going to sleep with them. I really don't have the capacity to have any sexual intimacy anymore. And because I'm on certain medications, my sex drive is gone. It's zero.
You better hide the exercise bands around the kids than if you're on that many drugs.
Even before having the medication, I didn't really care too much about sex, but now there's like little to zero drive. I'll just be happy with flirting, with kissing, with doing like the cutesy things. I think I'm fine with that. I don't plan to date seriously. I don't plan to get tied down by anyone. So I'm planning to focus on myself, my future, the things that I want to do, the things that I enjoy. That's what makes me truly happy, is just doing the things that I love and being around the people that I love, like my daughter and my family. As you can see, I've got to add more pictures to our little picture wall over here. For any woman that comes across this video, I just want you to be cautious, be aware of what you're getting into, and be careful. Be careful, please. Please. Y'all are way too fine. Y'all are way too fine. Like I'm being so for real right now. Y'all are way too gorgeous to be with that man. For those of you who are curious about what you can do to support me is like my videos, subscribe, be with that.
Damn, he sent a picture of his CPAP.
Y'all are way too fine. Like I'm being so for real right now. Y'all are way too gorgeous to be.
Oh, he has a CPAP machine. Oh, this fat motherfucker is out of shape for sure. You are on death's door. If you have to wear a CPAP machine to sleep, you are fat and out of shape. Not good. Not good at all. Holy shit. And look how she's taking this man's most vulnerable shit and clowning on him.
With that.
Still smashed though. He still got that coochie. He got that fucking white trash North Carolina. I live in a cabin in the woods coochie.
For those of you who are curious about what you can do to support me is like my videos, subscribe, you can comment, you can share, just whatever you want to share. I actually do enjoy reading people's comments and I do respond to them. There's quite a few people that I recognize now that are very consistent in commenting and interacting and being very supportive. And so I wanted to give them some appreciation here. PB Marl, hey girlie, I think you're a woman, right? PB Marl, PB, you have the same nickname as my cat, Pipway. We call him PB sometimes, or Pipperoni, or Pippi. But yeah, I remember you. Also, Mo Star, we love Mo Star, we love you. And and then I'm sending love, hugs, and kisses to Jackson, aka The Intended Outcome. Also, the Grey Pill podcast, sending hugs and kisses to you. Thank you guys so much for your support and engagement. It's actually really cool to make friends like in all these different spots. I am a big fan of pen paling and making friends around the world. So I really do enjoy meeting new people and seeing your guys' comments and just getting to recognize all of you. It's really cool. And if you would like to support Libby and Steph, you can go to their channels here, say hi to them, give them some words of encouragement and support, especially Libby, because she's going through a lot of legal stuff right now and it's crazy. It's very hard for her. On top of the amount of harassment that she experienced and sexual harassment from random guys online, please give her some love. She needs a lot of support. I'll see you guys in my next videos. All right, bye.
Wow. So Abba is suing that girl to shut her up. Listen, if somebody is suing you to shut them up, or if somebody's suing you to shut you up, like, you know, oh man, somebody's feelings are hurt. Somebody's feelings are very, very, very hurt. To say the very least, their feelings are hurt. Well. I think there's a lesson to be learned there, right? You know, the red pill's right about everything, guys. You know, I just love seeing that he is fat and out of shape because he is on death's door. That guy, if he even makes it to 50, would be a miracle. But if you're using a CPAP machine, you're already not doing good at all. Guys, I got to say, I'm happy to be back. We're somewhat getting to a normal schedule here on the Modern Life Dating channel. Thank you for being here. We'll be back again. We're going to come up with some uploads. I got some temporary internet. Still waiting on the mega fast one. I think we chimped out once or twice. Let me know if the connection was good. But we were at 720. We don't even have the fucking whole thing, the shebang set up yet. You know? We're still on the laptop. But yeah, we're going to set it all up. It's going to look good. Until then, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Let me know in the comments. Comments.